Hidden deep in Pasadena lies a mansion whose story has been kept under wraps for centuries. A place that once whispered of secrets, power, and untold histories. Its name alone, the Gamble House, evokes mystery and intrigue, yet not many truly know what lies within its walls. Built in 1908, this architectural masterpiece sits quietly in the shadow of the mountains, its beauty and grandeur often overlooked by those who pass it by. For years, it's been a place of quiet admiration, but beneath the surface, it holds a history shrouded in secrets. Why was it built here, far from the heart of bustling city life? What purpose did it serve when it was first constructed? And who were the true architects behind its creation? These are just a few of the questions that have remained unanswered, leaving behind a rich tapestry of lore and legend. The mansion, designed by the famed architectural duo Greene and Greene, is more than just a building. It is a symbol of the age of American craftsmanship, blending nature and art in a way that still captivates those who gaze upon it. Yet, even as its architectural brilliance stands in the public eye, there remains an air of mystery surrounding the house. When it was first built, the region was still largely undeveloped. Pasadena was on the rise, with wealthy families seeking refuge from the congested streets of Los Angeles. But the Gamble House stood apart, not just in its construction, but in its purpose. Was it simply a lavish retreat for the rich and powerful, or did it have a deeper, more symbolic meaning? The creation of this magnificent structure raises many questions. Was it born from a vision of comfort and style alone, or was there a darker purpose behind its secluded location? The land itself, nestled in the foothills, could have been a place for something more than just a summer home. And while the history of the house is celebrated today, there were few who could have foreseen just how important it would become to both architecture and the history of California. It was in 1908 that David and Mary Gamble, heirs to the Procter & Gamble fortune, decided to build their home here. The couple sought a retreat, a getaway from their demanding life in Cincinnati, where the business empire was firmly rooted. Little did they know that the home they envisioned as a peaceful sanctuary would become a lasting symbol of both their legacy and the timeless craft of Greene and Greene. While Pasadena had been attracting the wealthy, none had built quite like this. The Gamble House wasn't just another mansion. It was an artistic expression of the American dream, the American family, and the American future. But why did the Gambles choose this specific location? What drew them to this quiet, somewhat isolated part of Pasadena when other families flocked to the more populated parts of the city? Though it remains one of the most celebrated homes in architectural history, it's difficult to ignore the lingering questions about its true purpose. What drove the Gambles to choose Greene and Greene, a pair of relatively young architects with little notoriety at the time? The answer lies in the shared vision between the Gambles and the Greene brothers. They sought to build something that was not only beautiful but functional, blending seamlessly with the natural landscape and offering an escape from the busy world. The Gamble House would stand as a testament to this vision, a work of art that would embody both the grandeur of the Gamble family and the genius of its architects. But why did they choose to invest so much into a house that would serve as little more than a seasonal retreat? Was there more to the mansion than just the luxurious design it presented to the world? Questions like these remain unanswered to this day, leaving behind a trail of speculation and intrigue. The Gamble House wasn't just a home, it was an enigma, a masterpiece that told a story of both grandeur and mystery. The deeper one delves in the history of the mansion, the more secrets seem to unravel. Was it designed simply to reflect the wealth and status of the Gamble family, or was there something darker at play within its walls? The story of the Gamble House begins in the early 1900s, a time when California was still growing into the vibrant state it would soon become. The landscape was dotted with large estates and sprawling mansions, but none would be quite like the Gamble House. The concept of building such a mansion wasn't merely for luxury. It was a carefully considered project by the Gamble family, who were no strangers to wealth. Yet they sought more than just opulence. They wanted a home that would stand as a symbol of both their family's wealth and a reflection of their personal tastes. They were not interested in a house that would simply boast extravagant displays of grandeur. No, they wanted something that was both unique and functional, a retreat that would echo the values they held dear, a place for quiet contemplation and intellectual pursuits. The choice of Greene and Greene to design the house is in itself a testament to the family's commitment to innovation and quality. The Greene brothers, Charles and Henry, were fresh off their work on other local homes, but had yet to reach the heights they would later achieve in the architectural world. The gamble that the Gamble family took on them would pay off, as they created something that was groundbreaking for its time, an architectural gem that would inspire countless others to seek beauty in simplicity and craftsmanship. The construction of the house began in 1907, and within a year it began to take shape. The design of the mansion was to be a reflection of both nature and humanity's place within it. The Gamble house would feature an open floor plan that allowed the beauty of the surrounding landscape to flow through its walls, with large windows that framed views of the hills beyond. Greene and Greene focused on every detail of the house, from the selection of materials to the smallest of design elements. Their philosophy was rooted in the arts and crafts movement, which emphasized the handcrafting of materials and the marriage of function and form. The home was built using locally sourced materials like wood, stone, and glass, all chosen to not only create a visually stunning home, but also to reflect the natural beauty of Pasadena itself. As the mansion rose from the ground, it became clear that this was no ordinary house. Every detail of the design was meticulously crafted, from the distinctive joinery in the woodwork to the custom-designed furniture that filled its rooms. The mansion was a triumph of craftsmanship and artistry, and it stood as a statement of the new American aesthetic, one that was as grounded in nature as it was in elegance. The home was completed in 1908, just in time for the Gambles to begin enjoying their new retreat. Despite its remote location, the house was built with every modern convenience of the time. The Gambles sought a place to escape from the hustle and bustle of their business life, but they also wanted to create a home that would be an extension of their values, a space that would be both luxurious and intimate. They intended to use the mansion as a seasonal getaway, a place for rest and relaxation, where they could reconnect with nature and enjoy the company of friends and family. The surrounding grounds were just as carefully considered as the house itself. Large trees and manicured gardens would surround the mansion, enhancing the sense of tranquility and peace that the family sought. Yet, even as the house was being completed, the questions surrounding its purpose began to grow. What was the true reason behind the Gambles' desire to build such an extraordinary home? Was it merely a luxury residence, or was there something more behind the project? Did the secluded location speak to the family's desire for privacy, or was there something about the house itself that drew them to this particular spot? As the house was completed and the family took up residence, the mansion's story began to unfold, and with it, the mystery surrounding its creation deepened. Some might say it was merely a beautiful retreat, a house that embodied the very spirit of the early 20th century. But others would argue that there was more to it, a hidden purpose woven into the walls and design of the house itself. Despite its peaceful exterior, the mansion held a sense of quiet mystery. Its design, though modern and innovative, also drew on older architectural traditions, blending both old and new in a way that was rare for its time. The use of wood, stone, and glass was not simply an aesthetic choice. It was a statement of the Gamble family's values, simplicity, craftsmanship, and a desire to live in harmony with the natural world. But as the house became more than just a family retreat, questions began to surface. Did the Gambles know something that we don't? Was there a deeper meaning behind the mansion's secluded location? And what are the legends that would later surround it, stories of strange occurrences and mysterious happenings within its walls? In the years that followed, the house would come to symbolize more than just the wealth and prestige of the Gamble family. It would become an iconic representation of a new era in American architecture, influencing generations of architects and homeowners alike. Yet, As the mansion became a celebrated landmark, the mysteries surrounding it only deepened. Perhaps in the end, the true purpose of the Gamble House lies not in its physical beauty or its grandeur, but in the questions it leaves unanswered. What secrets are hidden within its walls? What untold stories have yet to be revealed? The mystery of the Gamble House is one that continues to captivate those who visit it, and its legacy lives on in the questions it raises long after the Gambles themselves have gone. The construction of the Gamble House marked the beginning of a new chapter in the history of architecture, not only in Pasadena, but for the entire country. Greene and Greene, although still relatively unknown at the time, were chosen for their innovative approach to design. They had already begun to make a name for themselves. But the Gamble House would be their crowning achievement, an exquisite blend of artistic beauty and functional design that would forever define their legacy. The Gamble family's decision to trust Greene and Greene with the creation of their new home would prove to be a turning point, not just for the architects, but for the entire arts and crafts movement in America. As work on the mansion began in 1907, the world was on the cusp of change. The Industrial Revolution had already swept through the country, bringing with it advancements in technology and industry that had reshaped the American landscape. Yet, in the midst of this rapid modernization, there were those who yearned for a return to simpler times when craftsmanship and nature were at the heart of creation. The Gamble House was an answer to that call, a physical manifestation of the ideals of the arts and crafts movement. The movement sought to reconnect people with the handmade, to reject the mass production and artificiality that had come to dominate so much of American life. Greene and Greene's design would serve as a response to the prevailing trends of the time, one that placed emphasis on quality, detail, and harmony with the natural world. The architects drew heavily from the arts and crafts traditions of Britain, but they also incorporated elements of Japanese design, which had gained popularity in the West during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. This fusion of styles is one of the defining features of the Gamble House. It's easy to see the influence of traditional Japanese architecture in the home's clean lines, open spaces, and use of natural materials. At the same time, the brothers brought their own unique flair to the design, fusing these international influences with a distinctly Californian sensibility. The construction of the Gamble House was not without its challenges. The building process itself was a labor of love, with every detail carefully considered and executed. Greene and Greene didn't just design the mansion, they oversaw every aspect of its creation. From the custom-made furniture to the handcrafted woodwork, every piece of the house was a testament to their commitment to quality and craftsmanship. They were not content to simply create a beautiful home. They wanted to create a home that felt alive, a space that reflected the values of the family who would inhabit it. One of the key challenges the architects faced was how to integrate the house with its natural surroundings. The land on which the Gamble House was built was unique, with a series of rolling hills and lush vegetation. Greene and Greene's solution was to use materials that were native to the area, such as local wood and stone, which would not only blend seamlessly with the environment, but also help create a sense of permanence and harmony. The house was designed to sit gently within the landscape, with the building itself extending outward toward the views of the surrounding hills. Every window, every door, and every piece of furniture was designed with this in mind. The result was a house that feels as though it has always been there, as though it grew from the very earth itself. It's a place where the indoors and outdoors blend together, where the beauty of the surrounding nature becomes part of the living experience. The architects accomplished this by creating an open floor plan with large windows that allow the landscape to pour into the home. In many ways, the Gamble House was ahead of its time, with a design that was focused on creating an environment that was not just beautiful, but also practical and sustainable. As the house neared completion, the Gambles took ownership of the property and moved into their new home. The mansion was intended to be a seasonal retreat, a place where the family could escape the demands of their business lives and enjoy a more relaxed, intimate setting. The interior of the house was designed with this in mind. The rooms are spacious yet inviting, and the layout encourages a sense of flow and connection. The furniture, much of which was custom designed by the architects, reflects the ideals of the arts and crafts movement, simple, functional, and beautifully crafted. In the early days of the Gamble House, it served as a private sanctuary for the family. It was a place where the Gambles could unwind, entertain guests, and enjoy the beauty of their surroundings. The mansion's open design and connection to nature made it an ideal place for social gatherings, and it quickly became a hub for intellectuals, artists, and other notable figures of the time. The house's reputation began to grow, and it was soon regarded as one of the finest examples of American architecture. Its significance went beyond just being a home. It became a symbol of the American dream, a place where creativity, craftsmanship, and nature could coexist in perfect harmony. Yet, despite its reputation and acclaim, the house still held its mysteries. The secluded location, the intricate design, and the whispers of strange occurrences within its walls all contributed to a sense of intrigue. Was there something more to the mansion than simply a beautiful retreat? Was there a deeper story waiting to be uncovered, hidden behind the grand facade? The mystery of the Gamble House would become one of its defining features, an integral part of its story that would continue to captivate those who visited it. As the years went by, the Gamble House would pass through different hands, with new owners making their mark on the property. Yet, despite these changes, the mansion's legacy endured. It would eventually be recognized as a National Historic Landmark, and efforts would be made to preserve its original design and craftsmanship. Today, the Gamble House remains a testament to the vision of Greene and Greene and the family who commissioned it. It continues to attract visitors from around the world who come to marvel at its beauty, to learn about its history, and to ponder the mysteries that still surround it. The mansion's impact extends far beyond its walls. It has influenced countless architects and designers who have looked to the Gamble House as a model of architectural excellence. It has become a symbol of the arts and crafts movement and a representation of a time when craftsmanship and artistry were held in the highest regard. The legacy of the Gamble House is not just in its physical structure, but in the ideas it represents. The belief that architecture should be both beautiful and functional, that it should be in harmony with its surroundings, and that it should reflect the values of the people who inhabit it. As the years go by, the Gamble House continues to stand as a testament to the vision of its creators, a place where the past and present come together in perfect harmony. It remains a symbol of craftsmanship, beauty, and mystery, an enduring legacy that will continue to inspire generations to come. The questions surrounding the mansion's purpose, its origins, and its hidden stories may never be fully answered, but that is part of its allure. In the end, the Gamble House is not just a home, it is a living, breathing piece of history, a place where secrets are kept and stories are told, waiting for those who seek to uncover them. The early days of the Gamble House were marked by a sense of quiet luxury and tranquil seclusion. The Gamble family, having made their wealth from the Procter & Gamble Company, sought a peaceful retreat away from the hustle of business life. Pasadena, with its sweeping views and mild climate, was the perfect place for a private getaway, and the Gamble House became a sanctuary for the family. The home, designed with elegance and functionality in mind, was a perfect reflection of the family's values, a place that blended beauty with practicality, where every inch of space was thoughtfully designed. Upon completion, the mansion offered its first residents not just a home, but a lifestyle. The layout of the house itself was designed to create a seamless flow between the interior and the exterior. The expansive windows and open spaces invited the outside world in, allowing the family to experience nature in a way that was both intimate and grand. For the Gambles, the house was more than just a retreat. It was a haven for intellectual pursuits, gatherings, and leisure. Its design reflected their desire to disconnect from the outside world, yet stay connected to the elements of nature and beauty. During their time in the house, the Gambles hosted gatherings of friends, intellectuals, and artists. It was a place where ideas flowed freely, where conversations were held by the grand fireplaces, and where creativity could flourish. This was not just a private residence. It became a hub of cultural exchange and a reflection of the times in which it was built. In many ways, the Gamble House was ahead of its time, a sanctuary that was both modern and timeless in its design. However, the mansion was not just a place for leisure and social gatherings. It was also a reflection of the family's status. The house, with its grand size and attention to detail, was a symbol of wealth and power. Yet, despite its opulence, the house was built with an emphasis on comfort and warmth. Greene and Greene's design philosophy prioritized human connection and the functionality of space, ensuring that the mansion was not just a display of wealth, but a home that could be lived in and enjoyed. While the mansion may have been intended as a retreat, it soon became more than just a family vacation home. The Gamble House began to garner attention from the architectural community and beyond. As word spread about the innovative design and unique craftsmanship of the house, it became a symbol of a new kind of architecture, one that was rooted in the natural world and focused on creating spaces that were not just beautiful, but also livable and sustainable. The house became a beacon of the arts and crafts movement, which sought to create buildings and objects that were crafted with care and attention to detail, and that celebrated the beauty of natural materials. In the years that followed, the Gamble House continued to be a place of quiet beauty and elegance. The mansion's secluded location allowed the family to enjoy privacy and peace while still being close enough to Pasadena and Los Angeles to enjoy the cultural and social offerings of both cities. The house became an integral part of the surrounding community, and its presence in Pasadena helped to shape the city into the architectural hub it is today. Yet, despite its fame and the recognition it received, the true story of the house remained largely hidden from the public eye. The Gamble House was a place of beauty and intrigue, its true purpose and meaning known only to those who lived within its walls. Over the years, the Gamble family enjoyed their time in the house, but as with all things, time passed, and the family eventually moved on. After the Gambles vacated the mansion, it passed through several owners. Each new owner made their mark on the property, but the house remained largely unchanged in its structure and design. Its reputation as a masterpiece of architecture continued to grow, and it became a popular site for those interested in the arts and crafts movement and the work of Greene and Greene. While the mansion's ownership changed hands, the story of its early years remained an important part of its legacy. The time the Gamble family spent in the house helped to shape its character and influence the way it was perceived. The mansion, with its quiet elegance and serene beauty, was a reflection of the family's values and the ideals of the time. But as the house changed ownership, it also became a symbol of the passage of time, a witness to the many changes that had taken place in Pasadena and the world beyond. The early days of the Gamble House were marked by a sense of wonder and discovery. It was a time when the house was at the height of its cultural significance, and it became a place where people could come to marvel at its beauty and craftsmanship. The mansion was not just a house, it was a statement, a symbol of the power of design and the influence of architecture on the way we live. Its early history remains an integral part of its legacy, a reminder of the family who created it, the architects who designed it, and the many people who have been touched by its beauty. The architectural beauty of the Gamble House is not just in its overall design, but in the intricate details and thoughtful layouts that create a space in which every room, every hallway, and every corner has a purpose. When one first steps into the Gamble House, it's not simply the structure that strikes you, but the way it feels comfortable, welcoming, and intimately tied to its surroundings. The house embodies a sense of harmony, not just between the interior and exterior, but also between the past and the present. Its design reflects a perfect marriage of form and function, creating spaces that not only stand out for their beauty, but also enhance the experience of those who inhabit them. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Gamble House is its architecture, which draws heavily from the arts and crafts movement. but with a distinctive twist that made it unlike any other house of its time. The arts and crafts movement was built around the belief that a home should be more than just a place to live. It should be a work of art. Everything within the house, from the furniture to the woodwork, was crafted with an eye toward beauty and craftsmanship. The Gamble house was no exception. Greene and Greene made sure that every design element served both aesthetic and practical purposes. The house is a sprawling 5,000 square feet with a floor plan that emphasizes flow and openness. The design takes full advantage of the mild Southern California climate with open spaces that allow natural light to flood the interiors. There are no heavy, closed-off rooms in the Gamble house. Instead, the layout invites one to move easily from room to room, blurring the lines between the indoors and the outdoors. This sense of openness is further enhanced by the large windows and sliding glass doors that connect the interior to the beautiful gardens outside. From the entryway, you can see the beautiful grounds, which serve as an extension of the house itself. As you move through the house, you're struck by the simplicity of the design, but also by the subtle complexity. The layout avoids unnecessary ornamentation, yet every surface, every piece of furniture, every beam is imbued with purpose and precision. The custom-made furniture, designed by Greene and Greene themselves, echoes the architectural design, sleek, functional, and crafted from the finest materials. The rich woodwork, with its dark mahogany and oak finishes, creates a sense of warmth and timelessness, while the carefully designed lighting fixtures help to highlight the beauty of the space. Every room is a perfect balance of comfort and style, and the choice of materials, wood, stone, glass, and metal, creates an organic connection between the home and its natural surroundings. The main living room, or great room, as it's often referred to, is the heart of the home. It's a grand, open space framed by exposed beams and large windows that look out onto the garden. The design of the room is both simple and elegant, with built-in shelves, a massive fireplace, and custom furniture designed specifically for the space. The room is centered around the hearth, the warmth of the fire serving as a focal point, inviting family and guests to gather and relax. The room is designed for both comfort and functionality, with cozy seating areas and ample space for conversation. But the craftsmanship is evident in every detail, from the intricate wood paneling to the custom designed light fixtures that hang from the ceiling. The dining room, too, is a space that reflects the ideals of the arts and crafts movement. With its rich wood paneling, large windows, and simple yet elegant furnishings, it's the perfect place for both intimate family dinners and larger gatherings. The table, designed by the architects, is a work of art in itself, made from hand-carved wood and built to accommodate the large dinner parties that the Gambles often hosted. The craftsmanship is impeccable, with every joint and curve of the table showing the skill of the artisans who built it. It's a room that feels both luxurious and unpretentious, a perfect blend of elegance and comfort. The architecture of the Gamble house doesn't just stop at the living areas. Every aspect of the design was considered, from the smallest details to the largest structural elements. The staircase, for example, is a stunning work of art, with intricately designed handrails and steps that curve gracefully as they rise. The banister is crafted from the same rich wood that runs throughout the house, creating a sense of continuity between the different levels. The stairs themselves are wide and open, allowing light to filter through the spaces and create a sense of airiness. The design of the stairs reflects the overall philosophy of the house. That form and function should go hand in hand. Another area of the house that stands out is the library, which offers a more intimate and quiet space compared to the more public areas, with dark wood paneling, built-in bookshelves, and a large central fireplace. The library is a place for reflection and relaxation. The design of the room is simple yet sophisticated, with a comfortable reading nook near the window where one can sit and enjoy the view of the gardens. The library is one of the most serene spaces in the house, a place where time seems to slow down and where one can escape from the outside world. The Gamble house's architectural style is often referred to as American craftsman, a reflection of the early 20th century movement that sought to create homes that were functional, beautiful, and in harmony with nature. Yet the Gamble House elevated this style to a level that was all its own. While many craftsman homes focused on a rustic, earthy aesthetic, the Gamble House was refined and polished with a clear focus on quality craftsmanship and innovative design. The use of rich wood finishes, stone, and glass allowed the house to integrate seamlessly with its surroundings, making it feel as though it had always been a part of the landscape. Beyond the furnishings and structural elements, the house's design reflects a deep understanding of the human experience. Each room is designed with purpose, offering not just beauty, but also a sense of comfort and ease. The layout, the materials, the finishes, everything was chosen to create an environment that encouraged relaxation and connection, while also offering spaces for quiet solitude. Greene and Greene believed that a home should not just be a place to live, but a place to thrive, where beauty, function, and nature come together to support the well-being of those who inhabit it. This careful attention to design is what makes the Gamble House stand out. It's not just an architectural marvel, it's a place that speaks to the soul, where every detail has been considered and every element serves a purpose. The house is not simply a display of wealth or a status symbol. It's a living, breathing work of art, a space where form and function, comfort and style come together in perfect harmony. And it is in these spaces filled with beauty and craftsmanship that the true spirit of the Gamble House shines. The exterior of the Gamble House is just as carefully designed as its interior, with the surrounding gardens and grounds forming an essential part of the mansion's architectural charm. When designing the mansion, Greene and Greene took great care to ensure that the house would blend seamlessly into the natural landscape, so that the structure itself would not feel like an intrusion, but rather an extension of the surrounding environment. The location of the house, nestled in the foothills of Pasadena, provided a perfect backdrop for this vision. From the moment you step onto the grounds, it's clear that the house and its gardens are meant to be in harmony with the land around them. The house sits on a relatively modest plot of land for a mansion of its caliber, but its design makes the most of the available space, giving the illusion of a much larger estate. The gardens that surround the house are designed to complement its arts and crafts style, with winding paths, manicured lawns, and carefully selected plants that enhance the beauty of the mansion. The landscaping was done with the same attention to detail as the house itself, with each element carefully chosen to create a cohesive and tranquil environment. Greene and Greene's approach to the gardens was to emphasize simplicity and natural beauty, and they used native plants to make the landscape feel like an organic extension of the house. As you walk around the Gamble House, you'll notice the lush greenery and mature trees that surround the property. The grounds are filled with a variety of plants, including oaks, sycamores, and citrus trees, many of which were specifically selected to thrive in the local climate. The naturalistic landscaping creates a sense of peace and serenity, with the gardens serving as a peaceful retreat that invites relaxation and reflection. The carefully maintained lawns and paths encourage visitors to take their time, to pause and enjoy the beauty of the space, and to appreciate the thoughtful design that went into creating the environment. One of the most striking features of the gardens is the large central courtyard that lies just outside the living room. This open-air space serves as a transition between the indoor and outdoor environments, with wide, open spaces that allow the natural beauty of the landscape to flow into the house. The courtyard is surrounded by a low stone wall, adding to the sense of enclosure while still allowing for a view of the surrounding hills. This area is designed to be a space for both relaxation and socializing, offering a peaceful retreat for the family and guests to enjoy. The layout of the courtyard, with its carefully planned pathways and carefully placed benches, invites visitors to explore and take in the beauty of the surroundings. As you move beyond the courtyard, you'll find a series of terraced gardens and paths that lead deeper into the grounds. These paths meander through the property, taking visitors on a journey through the landscape and offering new perspectives of the house as you walk. The natural beauty of the gardens is enhanced by the design of the house itself, with its open windows and balconies that allow you to look out over the surrounding landscape. The gardens and the house are inextricably linked, with each complementing the other to create a seamless and harmonious environment. The gardens also feature a variety of decorative elements, such as stone fountains, ponds, and sculptures, which add to the overall aesthetic of the space. These elements are subtly integrated into the landscape, adding visual interest without overpowering the natural beauty of the surroundings. The use of water features, in particular, helps to create a sense of tranquility, with the sound of running water adding to the peaceful ambience of the gardens. These features reflect the architect's belief in the importance of creating a harmonious environment, where every detail works together to enhance the overall experience. The landscaping of the Gamble House is also a reflection of the time in which it was built. In the early 20th century, there was a growing interest in creating gardens that were more than just ornamental, but that also served functional purposes. The Gamble House's gardens include areas for vegetable and herb gardens, as well as spaces for gathering and relaxation. These gardens were designed to encourage a connection to the land, to offer a reminder that the house was not just a place of luxury, but a place that was rooted in the natural world. The gardens also reflect the influence of the arts and crafts movement, which sought to create spaces that were not just beautiful, but that also had a sense of purpose. The design of the landscape was not intended to be an afterthought, but rather an integral part of the overall design of the mansion. The use of natural materials, such as stone and wood, and the incorporation of water features helped to create a sense of unity between the house and the landscape. The gardens were not just an aesthetic choice, they were an essential part of the house's identity, a physical manifestation of the harmony between nature and architecture that Greene and Greene sought to achieve. Over the years, the gardens of the Gamble House have undergone changes, but the original design remains largely intact. The house and its grounds have been preserved as a historical landmark, and efforts have been made to maintain the beauty of the landscape while ensuring that the house remains true to its original design. Today, the gardens continue to serve as an important part of the experience of visiting the Gamble House, offering visitors a chance to explore the grounds and to appreciate the beauty of the natural environment that surrounds the mansion. While the architecture of the house is undoubtedly the focal point of the Gamble House, the gardens and grounds are just as important to the overall experience. Together, the house and its landscape form a cohesive whole, creating a space that is both beautiful and functional, a place where visitors can connect with nature and appreciate the artistry of Greene and Greene's design. The gardens not only enhance the beauty of the house, but they also serve as a reminder of the vision that went into creating this masterpiece, a vision that sought to create a harmonious relationship between the natural world and the built environment. The Gamble House's gardens are more than just an afterthought. They are an integral part of its design and identity. From the moment you step onto the grounds, it's clear that every detail, from the choice of plants to the layout of the paths, has been carefully considered to create a space that is both beautiful and functional. The gardens are a reflection of the house itself, a work of art that encourages visitors to slow down, to pause, and to take in the beauty of the world around them. They serve as a reminder that architecture and nature are not separate entities, but rather that they can work together to create something truly special. Over the years, the Gamble House has undergone several renovations, each of which has left its mark on the property. While much of the house's original design has been preserved, the changes and updates that have occurred throughout the years have played an essential role in maintaining its relevance and ensuring its survival. These renovations, often prompted by the need for modernization or structural maintenance, have ensured that the house continues to serve both as a functional space and as a museum for those who come to admire it. Yet, through it all, the Gamble House has remained true to the spirit of its original design, an embodiment of the timeless principles of craftsmanship and beauty. The first significant renovation of the Gamble House occurred in the mid-20th century when the home began to show signs of wear and tear from its years of use. At this point, the house was no longer a private residence, but had been open to the public for tours. As interest in the house grew, it became clear that some updates and repairs would be necessary in order to maintain its condition. The changes made during this period were focused on preserving the house's integrity while ensuring that it would remain a functional space for visitors. The original architectural details were carefully restored, and the house's plumbing and electrical systems were updated to meet modern standards. One of the most significant challenges during this renovation was ensuring that the modifications didn't compromise the house's historical value. The Gamble House, being a National Historic Landmark, required a careful balance between preservation and modernization. The renovation efforts were handled with the utmost care, with a focus on preserving the original materials, design elements, and craftsmanship that had made the house so unique. The aim was to retain the mansion's authenticity while making it accessible and comfortable for the growing number of visitors who would come to experience its beauty. Despite the modern upgrades, the Gamble House has managed to retain much of its original charm. The woodwork, which was one of the house's defining features, was carefully restored to its former glory. The furniture and custom pieces, designed by Greene and Greene themselves, were meticulously refurbished to ensure they continued to reflect the design philosophy that made the house so exceptional. Each piece of furniture, from the built-in benches to the hand-carved tables, was restored with the same attention to detail that had gone into its original creation. Another key area of renovation was the preservation of the house's unique exterior features. The Gamble House's open-air design, with its wide eaves, large windows, and balconies, was a hallmark of Greene and Greene's vision. Over time, the exterior began to show signs of wear, particularly in the wooden elements that had been exposed to the elements for decades. To ensure the house's continued durability, these elements were carefully repaired or replaced with materials that closely matched the original. The aim was not to alter the design, but to restore it to its original form, ensuring that the house would continue to serve as a lasting example of American craftsmanship. In the years since the mid-20th century renovations, the house has undergone additional updates to preserve both its physical structure and its function as a museum. Today, the Gamble House is operated as a museum by the Gamble House Conservancy, a nonprofit organization that works to preserve the mansion and its grounds. This organization has played a key role in maintaining the property and ensuring that it continues to serve as a cultural resource for future generations. While some of the later renovations have focused on practical concerns, such as the upkeep of the property's infrastructure, the Conservancy has also worked to enhance the educational experience for visitors. For example, the interior of the house is now used as a museum exhibit that showcases the work of Greene and Greene, as well as the broader arts and crafts movement. The house's original furniture and design elements are preserved, but the rooms are also filled with educational materials that provide insight into the architect's philosophy and the history of the house. Guided tours are offered to visitors, providing a deeper understanding of the house's significance and its place in the broader context of American architectural history. Perhaps the most significant renovation that has taken place in recent years is the restoration of the gardens. The original landscaping, which was a key component of the house's design, had undergone changes over the years, with some areas becoming overgrown or neglected. The restoration project sought to return the gardens to their original splendor, with an emphasis on preserving the natural beauty of the landscape, while also incorporating elements of the original design. The work was done with careful attention to detail, ensuring that the gardens would once again complement the house and provide a fitting backdrop for its architectural beauty. Despite these renovations, the Gamble House has largely maintained its historical integrity. The changes that have been made have been done with the utmost respect for the original design, ensuring that the house continues to reflect the vision of Greene and Greene. The house stands today as a living testament to their genius, a space that blends beauty, functionality, and craftsmanship. While the renovations have allowed the house to remain relevant and functional in the modern world, they have not detracted from the timeless beauty that makes the Gamble House such a significant piece of architectural history. In many ways, the renovations have also contributed to the house's legacy. The ongoing efforts to preserve and maintain the Gamble House reflect the importance of protecting cultural landmarks for future generations. The house has become a symbol of the value of craftsmanship, and its preservation ensures that its lessons will continue to inspire future generations of architects, designers, and homeowners. As the house continues to evolve and adapt to the changing needs of its caretakers, it remains true to its origins, an enduring symbol of the timeless connection between architecture, nature, and human creativity. Through the years, the renovations have allowed the Gamble House to continue its role as a cultural landmark, educating visitors about the principles of craftsmanship and design. The ongoing preservation efforts have ensured that the house will continue to stand as a testament to the vision of its creators, while also serving as a reminder of the importance of preserving architectural heritage. As the house moves into the future, it will undoubtedly continue to evolve, but it will always remain rooted in the values that made it such a revolutionary structure in its time. The Gamble House, like many historic landmarks, has its fair share of dark secrets, rumors, and legends that have been whispered about through the years. Though its reputation is mostly built on its architectural beauty and historical significance, the mansion has a mysterious aura that invites speculation. Whether it's the secluded location of the house, its somewhat eerie atmosphere, or the strange occurrences that have been reported by visitors and residents alike, the Gamble House has long been the subject of fascination for those with an interest in the paranormal or the unknown. One of the most prominent rumors surrounding the Gamble House is that it is haunted. This legend has persisted for many years, and though no concrete evidence has ever been found, the stories surrounding the house continue to captivate those who visit. Some believe that the house's isolation, set in the foothills of Pasadena, adds to its haunted reputation. Its large, sprawling design and complex layout create an almost labyrinthine feel, and the dimly lit hallways, hidden rooms, and creaky floors have certainly given visitors pause over the years. There are stories of strange noises echoing throughout the house in the dead of night, footsteps, whispers, and even doors that creak open by themselves, despite the house being locked tight. Some visitors have reported feeling cold spots in certain rooms or sensing an unsettling presence when walking through the corridors. Others have claimed to see fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures or inexplicable movements out of the corner of their eyes. While some of these claims can be attributed to the natural sounds of an old house settling, the unsettling atmosphere that permeates the Gamble House has undoubtedly contributed to its haunted reputation. It's also worth noting that the Gamble House, like many historic buildings, has undergone a number of renovations over the years. These changes, some of which involved replacing worn-out elements of the house and restoring its original craftsmanship, could have inadvertently triggered certain atmospheric shifts within the building. Some claim that the alterations may have disturbed the house's natural energy, or that certain areas of the mansion may hold residual energy from past events. Regardless of the cause, the house's eerie ambience continues to fuel the idea that it may be more than just a well-preserved architectural marvel. Some believe that it is a place where spirits may still linger. There is also speculation about the deeper meaning behind the house's design. Some suggest that Greene and Greene intentionally incorporated elements into the house's architecture that were meant to ward off negative energy or to channel certain forces. The house's orientation, its use of natural materials, and its design all point to a deep understanding of how the space could influence the lives of its inhabitants. Some argue that the mansion was designed with a particular energy in mind, one that could either attract or repel certain forces. While there is no hard evidence to support these claims, the notion that the Gamble House was built with intentional spiritual significance adds an air of mystery to its already enigmatic legacy. In addition to the ghost stories, there are also rumors of scandal and intrigue that have been attached to the house over the years. Though much of the history of the Gamble family remains shrouded in privacy, it is widely known that the family was extremely wealthy and well connected. The question has often been raised, what kind of lives did the residents of the Gamble house lead? Were there darker aspects to their story? Some have speculated that the house may have been more than just a retreat. It may have been a place where certain secrets were kept, and the family's wealth and influence might have given them access to certain circles, perhaps even shady ones, that would have otherwise been hidden from public view. Additionally, there have been occasional rumors about hidden rooms or secret passageways within the mansion. While there is no conclusive evidence to suggest that such features were ever part of the original design, the house's labyrinthine structure, with its numerous hallways, staircases, and hidden alcoves, has certainly led to speculation. Some claim that there are rooms that were sealed off over the years, perhaps due to events that happened within the house or because of an unspoken need for privacy. Whether these rumors are true or not, the idea of hidden spaces adds a layer of intrigue to the house's already fascinating history. Some believe that the true mysteries of the Gamble house are not just about ghosts or hidden rooms, but about the house's role in the greater context of Pasadena and the rise of Southern California as a cultural and architectural hub. The mansion's construction was not just an isolated event, it was part of a larger movement that was changing the face of the region. The Gamble house was one of the first houses in the area to showcase the style of Greene and Greene, and it would go on to influence countless other homes in the area. The Gamble family, with their wealth and social status, were in a position to shape the cultural and architectural landscape of Pasadena. Was the house meant to serve a specific purpose beyond just being a private residence? Some believe that the Gamble house may have had a larger role to play, one that goes beyond its physical design. Despite all the rumors and tales, the house remains a beloved landmark, revered for its architectural beauty and its significance in the history of American design. But the legends and the mysteries that surround it continue to add to its allure. For those who visit the Gamble house,